Good evening, runners, and welcome back to another video from me, That Running Girl. In today's video, as you can see, I am in an absolutely gorgeous sunflower field, which is on my running and cycling route. And I thought tonight was a really good opportunity to talk through my 5K race last night and how I ran my fastest time of 5K distance in the past 5 years. So I've basically put together 5 tips of how you can run your fastest 5K race and what I have done differently to switch up my training and just really set me on that next level and next gear of getting my times fast again, because a few years ago I would have absolutely dreamed to run the pace that I ran last night. So for context, if you are new here, I am a 32 times marathoner. I live in Oxfordshire and I have run for 21 years. I absolutely love sharing my passion and joy about running. So please hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so first things first, a bit of context. My PB for the 5K is 19:58, which equates to 6.2 minute miles. I ran that time probably about 9 or 10 years ago. So I am here now as a vet 40. I turned 40 years old a few months ago, and I basically really wanted to get my 5K and 10K time down, and I've been training really hard since probably a year and a half ago, putting the commitment in my speed sessions and doing these 5 things that I feel like will really help you to get your 5K time down as well. Time I ran last night, for context, was 7.27 minute mile with a first mile of 6.58 minute mile, which I was really happy with, because we are currently in a 6th heat wave in the UK and it was 29 degrees when the race started, which is really hot conditions for the UK. So let's get into the points. Number 1, accept where you are and adapt your training. So this literally can apply to anyone. It does not matter where you are in your running journey. If you want to get your time down, you really need to accept where you are in your running journey and accept that there are going to be things that you need to do that feel really hard, but you just need to do them consistently, week in, week out, so that you can get the results that you want. Adapt your training, again, applies to anyone and anything. If you've just started running, or you're like me and you've run for 21 years, I had a coach for a year. I worked with a coach for a year, and he really helped me to switch up my training and get confidence in my racing back. But there were certain things that in track sessions especially, I felt like I could be doing better and doing things differently. So I stopped using a coach in April this year, so about 5 or 6 months ago, and I started doing my own plan. Adapting my training specifically meant that I was focusing more on a classic track distance, doing a classic track distance session each week, which lends me into point number 2. I personally think for the 5 and 10K, the biggest difference has been for me focusing on that classic track session. And for 5 and 10K distances, you really do need to be focusing on the longer reps. So you can do the 200 and 400 meter reps, as a warm-up, but personally, I think that those reps are too short to be making any kind of solid improvements and feeling like the race is relatively easy, having that next level of fitness. You need to be doing the 800 meter reps, 1000 meter reps, and 1500 meter reps, which when you're in training week in, week out, they do feel really intense. 1500 meters is 0.93 of a mile, so it is a really long rep. But trust me, doing those reps and just making sure that you have the recovery in that rep really helps. And I've been doing that since March, April, and I honestly felt like I was cruising the 5K last night. Doing 800 meter reps and 1500 meter reps was an absolute game changer for me. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and simulating that race experience really is a key thing. Number 3, get strong and healthy holistically. So you need to put in the work training, but you also need to make sure that you are physically strong in a holistic way. So that can be anything from diet to sleep to hydration to recovery. For me, it was focusing on basically making sure that I was getting enough iron and enough protein. As a plant-based runner, I have been plant-based for 24 years, and it's very easy for me to sometimes dip below those iron and protein levels and not be getting enough to fuel me properly. So I really focused on getting enough iron, enough protein, getting enough sleep, getting enough proper recovery and hydration. Another thing that I did for recovery, on rest days, I started doing cycling. So I started doing a lot of road cycling as opposed to complete rest. I would go out and I would cycle 10 mile, 15 mile. The most I cycled was 50 miles one day. And I really feel like that added so much strength in my quad muscles, but also because I was kind of on my feet but on the wheels, it kind of simulated that distance of, you know, what a classic distance runner likes, of being out for a long time and building up my endurance in a different way. Point number 4, find carbon shoes that work for you. So again, this is really important. I always feel like my lesson and what I always say on this channel is to follow your own journey. Finding your own carbon shoes and just making sure that you're not wearing carbon shoes because they're, you know, trendy or everyone else is wearing them on Instagram. I personally wore the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0 last night, and I absolutely felt like I was flying in these shoes. What I absolutely love about these shoes is that they are a carbon racer, but you don't have the stiffness in them. They have that kind of energy return and bounce in them that feels really, really, really good, and felt like I was flying. But again, I wouldn't say this is a massively popular carbon shoe, but I tried it out and it absolutely works for me. So finding out what works for you is really, really important. And the last point is to familiarize yourself with the course route and make sure you get away fast. So I was really lucky that the course route is actually in my village. So where I do my speed sessions each week is actually part of the race route. So I was really lucky in that I could go out and train on that race route. I could practice getting a fast getaway around corners and on the bits that were a little bit more technical. And just familiarizing yourself with the route really helps to know, okay, when to ease off, when to put your foot down, but also making sure that you get a fast getaway in a 5 or a 10K is really, really essential. You don't want to be fighting through, you know, crowds of people that aren't your pace. If you feel confident and you have the self-belief, put yourself on that start line and just absolutely go for it and smash it. So those are my 5 top tips. That's how I ran a 7.2 minute mile 5K when I just turned 40. The best time that I have run probably for 5 to 7 years. And yeah, that is my video today, and I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you're running well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.